to another very interesting direction, the love language.
Yeah.
Some people say, am I not providing for the family? Am I not paying school fees? You understand? Which one is love language again?
Yeah.
So we'll be asking ourselves again, is it every step in your union either committed, either unionized or casual, that you begin to discuss things that concern either party? Oughtn't that be taken care of before?
Yes.
Shouldn't one party know? Shouldn't it be a given? And how important is that love language?
Yeah.
What is the import it brings to a
The
relationship?
importance of love language is necessary because usually when you get married to somebody, everybody knows what they like. Everybody has what they like. You know, for example, you can meet some women. Some women love flowers. Some women do not love flowers. So women prefer money to flowers. just an instance. So everybody has their love language. So try to understand your partner. And I feel like these things change within time. If, for example, during the wooing stage, the person preferred flowers, now in the marriage, the person might prefer money. In the marriage, the person might prefer trips, let's go on holiday. You know, understand this person as they grow, because as people grow, their choices change. So you should understand that something constant in life is change. And try to understand your partner. If you were in love with that person, invest.
Should you ask, honey, when I gave you flowers last week, I noticed that there was no excitement. Is there something? Don't you like?
So if you're very intentional, sometimes you don't need to ask. Somebody you live with, somebody has been with you, you would understand their body language. There are things you understand. Just like saying, oh, should you ask? There sometimes, well, if you are not so smart, maybe you should ask. But I think if you understand your partner, you are willing to invest, and you are intentional about your partner, you would get to understand what their love language is about.
Okay, understanding love languages and all that. I remember when a pastor said that, remember his wife went to give birth in the US, and a day before he leaves, he was running around to get her a car so that she can be mobile in the US. He brings the car home, tell her, and the woman was like, okay, thank you. And he was like, I did all this for you. And for the woman, what she wanted was, you are leaving tomorrow, let's spend the whole day together.
Exactly.
Talking about
presence.
I want your presence. The man was practical. You need to move when I leave. You need a car. Love language. Now I'm talking about love language. In a relationship that there's this disparity and infidelity comes in, is there any chance of healing? Okay, let me even start with both of you. Would you forgive infidelity? Mr. Richard. Yes or no first? Will you forgive infidelity?
Okay. Yes.
Would you forgive infidelity?
But there's a
yes and no.
Yes and no, but depending on why. Okay,
yes, yes and no.
There's something for him too.
The
situation.
Like I said earlier, I need to know why.
Okay.
It's the why that makes it a yes
or a no.
So that's very critical.
Okay.
So if it's something that I know I was, the fault was from me, and it's something I know I can, correct. That if I'm being cheated on, for instance, and something I can work on is a different. So I can now know that I know what to do to get to where I want to be.
Okay.
But it's not going to be an outright yes, because when somebody cheats on you and there's no remorse, and especially one thing that makes it difficult to even forgive or accept is the publicity of the act. There are some men that their wives or girlfriends cheat on them, but once it's in-house, within a small circle, it's easier to manage. The man can walk within that ego, but once it has blown out, in the open,
the magnitude of
it becomes, the man can be at office and they will just point and say that man that, there are lots of factors.
Okay,
that's why people forgive, and it looks as if they actually haven't forgiven, even though forgetting is totally out of it.
It's challenging.
It's not challenging.
So you see, for example,
forgetting is not challenging, it's out of it.
Love comes into play, even in forgiveness.
Yes.
But I want to just share something, and I think this story is real.